What happens when one of the biggest fitness scammers of all time gets laughed out of the fitness community? Well, they start a spiritual cult that's also a pyramid scheme, of course, allegedly, in my opinion, for legal reasons. Yes, ladies and gentle Zorps, today we're talking about Mr. Six-Pack Shortcuts and his new spiritual grift. In my previous video where I went over OG fitness influencers, I briefly glanced over Mike Chang's Flow60 website, and what really intrigued me to investigate it further is that on the front page, it clearly states that Mr. Chang's spiritual program is practiced in over 270 countries around the world, which sounds like an impressive number on the surface, until you realize the fact that there are only 195 countries in the world currently. So either something fishy is going on here, or this man meditated so hard that he opened up a new dimensional plane of existence in which he found the remaining 80 countries. And let me tell you, the further down this rabbit hole I went, the weirder things got, which is exactly why I'm taking you on this ride with me, so you can rediscover Mike Chang, the biggest fitness grifter of all time.
I started reading this book called The Greatest Salesman. It's not really much about selling, but what it was really teaching was about imprinting the mind.
If you're young enough to know what cranking 90s is, you probably weren't around for the Mike Chang era of YouTube. And honestly, good for you. You probably saved yourself quite a few brain cells in the process. But even if you were around and you need a quick refresher, Mr. Chang started a project called Six-Pack Shortcuts, which yes, does sound like a fake infomercial scam that you would find in GTA 5 or something. But no, that was the actual real name of the business. And to my surprise, many normies didn't see it as a complete scam right from the jump. Now, of course, I'm not trying to say that people are stupid, which of course I know somebody will argue with me in the comments about, but the truth is the majority of these online fitness grifters prey on people who are desperate for results. You know, people who are at the lowest point in their lives, people who are vulnerable, people who are victims. And keep this in mind because it will be very important once we get into the whole cult talk later. I won't dive too deep into the actual workouts that Mr. Chang was selling back in the day because I think you can imagine what kind of stuff a company called Six-Pack Shortcuts will be putting out. I mean, it's your typical at-home fat-burning ab workouts, and if you throw in a few towel rows for your back, you basically got yourself the Six-Pack Shortcuts curriculum. Obviously, back in the day, as soon as the bigger fitness creators caught wind of this bullshit, they immediately started parodying and making fun of Mike Chang for his absurd claims, which, if anything, just sort of made him an even bigger name in the fitness space. Now, after years of getting bullied by the broader online fitness community, and of course, let's not forget, after years of collecting millions of dollars from his little online fitness scheme, Mike Chang decided that he had enough. Around 2015, Mr. Chang would leave Six-Pack Shortcuts, and he proceeded to go down one of the weirdest paths that I've ever seen a fitness influencer go down.
I learned a lot of things in the past 12 months, and I'm ready to go and just pour everything on you guys on what I've learned, and share what I've learned, and hopefully it can make a big impact in your life that, like it did in mine.
September 13th, 2015, the Mike Chang channel was born. I mean, it was truly one of the worst events to happen in the history of all Septembers. And while at first the video seemed, dare I say, normal, this would quickly go on to change over the coming years. I mean, it started innocent enough. It was just Mike talking to the camera, showing people how to make protein ice cream, or telling them why feeling good is, well, good, but things wouldn't stay normal for long. Even in these early days, Mike would upload strange videos that indicated that something was off. My personal favorite is the one of him just singing in the car with no music playing on the radio or nothing, just kind of raw dogging it.
Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. Hey, hey, hey!
What I found even more hilarious was the top comment that is singing voice shortcuts, and then the only reply to this comment is the guy who made the original comment replying to himself saying, "Haha, my man." I just thought that was funny. Anyways, now, while these early videos were weird, things started to spiral around July 1st of 2019, where Mike uploaded a video titled House Tour, New Home in Bali. For my red-blooded Americans watching, Bali is an island in Indonesia, and it will become a very important part of the story later on. What's the deal with celebrities and islands? I'm sorry about that, let's continue. In this video, Mike clearly states that he will be staying here for only a month.
Just got to Ubud here in Bali, and we'll be here for the next month and a half.
Now, we know this not to be true because on the 5th of February of 2020, he would upload another house tour in Bali where he would show off his new villa. I mean, I just can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Mike Chang is a moto taxi driver in Indonesia. Hey, shout out to all my Latin viewers. Os quero mucho, tío. YouTube Brazil, I just don't speak Portuguese. Brazilian editor, put something nice on the screen for the Brazilians.
Fake nerdy!
Anyways, this new house tour raises some questions. First of all, where the hell is he getting all this money from to buy these houses? I mean, he left six-pack shortcuts years ago, and his new channel is getting Zoorp type viewership. And let me tell you right now, Zoorp ain't living in a mansion. I'm currently in my closet recording this voiceover, so the audio quality is better for you guys. But the second question this raises is, why Bali? What the hell is Unc doing over there? And the answer to that second question is where things start to become weird. The money thing is at least simple to explain. In one of the interviews he did recently, he said that the year he left six-pack shortcuts, they did $13 million in revenue.
When I left, we were doing a little over 13 million per year.
And let me remind you, that was the last year where they kind of started to fall off. So you can just imagine what kind of money peak six-pack shortcuts was making. Please subscribe to Zoorp so I can make $13 million and start a cult of my own. I promise it will be a peaceful cult. Just subscribe. Now, as for what he's doing in Bali, well, this is where we get into his new spiritual grift. And this is where stuff starts to get a bit kooky. Zoorplings, if a man dressed in all white invited you to his remote island, would you say yes? I mean, I sure as hell know my answer, and I think both Diddy and Epstein have recently taught us not to trust people wearing all white and to not go to random islands when invited. But apparently, not everybody got the memo. Flow 60 is Mike Chang's new spiritual practice that will lead you to inner peace with 5 easy training methods. I guess you can call it like a shortcut to inner peace, you know, inner peace shortcuts. I mean, why spend years trying to reach inner peace on your own when this dude has it all figured out? Hell, it's just one small payment of $97. I mean, what a deal. This man whittled down inner peace to just 5 hours worth of lessons. I mean, it took Buddha 6 years and 49 days of meditation to reach enlightenment, but Mike can teach to you for $100 in 5 hours. I mean, as the saying goes, if you can't explain it simply, you don't know it well enough. And if we follow this logic, it would appear that Mike Chang knows inner peace better than anybody. Now, while we will get into his Bali retreat, where you can go and stay on Mike Chang's island for 7 days for a small price of anywhere between $4,500 and $7,000, I do want to first quickly mention some strange things that I found on his website that kind of show the true nature of this business. I also think noticing these red flags will be useful for everybody watching this video if you're looking out for scams in the real world. And the first and the most obvious red flag is that Mike Chang treats you like a victim. And no, this isn't just me paraphrasing the About section of the website, but literally on the front page of the website, one of the first things you see is this little graphic of how the program works, and near the bottom where he shows the 4 steps to this transformation, he literally describes you as a victim in phase 1. You might be a super successful guy that just wants a simple workout and meditation routine, but that's what big society wants you to think. Mike Chang knows that deep down inside, you're just a victim. Treating you, the buyer, as a poor victim that needs help is a very common thing in cults and in online grifting, oddly enough. I mean, Scientology gets people in by offering self-help and public speaking courses. Online self-help grifters like Andrew Tate will go on and on about how today's men are weak and left behind by society. But don't you worry, he's here to help. Of course, only if you give him $50 per month for access to his shitty Discord server and if you share his TikToks on your page. This pattern here is called a funnel, my Zoorplings. I mean, you give people something basic for free, i.e. YouTube videos, TikToks, or in this case a free practice. This builds a bit more trust, a parasocial relationship, and it makes people feel like, oh my god, this guy cares about me, he's giving me free advice and he's the only one that sees my problem and he's here to fix it. Once you have this parasocial relationship, you can sell them on your main product, in this case the $100 course with only 5 hours of actual content. And then if this person was gullible enough to give you $100 on a product that's not worth that, in my opinion, well, now you got them. Now you can upsell them on your big product, which is the $7,000 Bali retreat. Scientology gets you in with free personality tests, then cheap self-help courses, and before you know it, you've wasted all your money in the church and you lost your friends and your skateboarding channel in the process. The mechanisms are the same, the packaging is just different. The second gigantic red flag is, in my opinion, for legal reasons, the blatant pyramid scheme that's being run in the coaching section of this website. When you click on the page, there are 2 big lists that pop up and basically boil down to, if you're cool and the bestest and the smartest, you maybe want to sign up and become a coach. And maybe you wouldn't want to become a coach if you're a stinky poopy pants that's bad at everything. Oh, and of course, if you're a broke boy that can't invest, I will repeat, invest in a premium private group coaching experience. Did you notice Notice the buzzwords here, Zorplings: invest, premium, private. I mean, God forbid you say people are gonna pay a shit ton of money for like 2-hour-long Zoom calls with Mike Chang and the boys. Basically, you give your money to Flow60 to get the ability to make money by being a coach. Now, of course, if you want to have clients to train, it might be in your best interest to, maybe push this service to your friends. And who knows, maybe one day you can even coach your friends on how to become coaches, so they can also coach their friends to become coaches. And, well, you see where this is going. Any quote-unquote job that requires you to pay for your own training is most likely, in my opinion, for legal reasons, a pyramid scheme. Or as the liberals are making me say, a multi-level marketing business. Back in my day, we just called a scam, but no, now you gotta be nice to not hurt the scammer's feelings. Listen, if you're working for a company as an employee, you are providing value for that company, which means that they should train you for free, so that in turn, you can provide value and generate them profits. It's not the other way around. By the way, I'm not saying that paying for education or for a course to learn a certain skill is a scam. The difference in those is that they don't promise you direct employment after. Employment where, in my personal opinion, you most likely won't be making any money. I mean, just look at how many coaches they have on this page. Do you think anybody's booking these people from this website? All these quote-unquote coaches have 20 spots open, and I think you can come to your own conclusions on why that is. While this coaching section is by far the biggest red flag on the website, little ones can be found all over the place. One that comes to mind immediately is the fact that his partner left her entire life behind only a few short months after meeting Mike. And listen, people can fall in love quickly, I'm not doubting that, but I've also watched enough rotten mango videos to know that, this smells a bit fishy. Another red flag pops up when you read the description of what the program does. Mike goes on to say, and I quote, "The program stimulates the lymphatic drainage, increases blood flow, and opens energy channels throughout the meridians, clearing out stored stress, toxins, and emotional pressure. Each phase balances your nervous system and harmonizes your mind and body as you move deeper towards inner peace." I mean, geez, I don't know if this was written by Mike Chang or by Mike Israetel at this point. Every pseudo-intellectual grifter will try to use complicated technical terms to convince you that they possess some secret knowledge that you just don't have yet. And of course, they'll share this knowledge with you for a small price of $99. Just like how Mike Israetel would rather say it induces hypertrophic adaptation in the skeletal muscle tissue instead of saying it makes the muscles grow, is the same way Mike Chang would rather say it stimulates the lymphatic system rather than saying it helps you be more chill throughout the day. If you're actually here to share your knowledge with the people, using terms they don't understand, and even worse, not explaining them right after, is not only counterproductive, but it just signals to what your true intentions were in the first place. Not to teach, but to flex your supposed knowledge on them and to gain authority. Now, if you hang around this page for long enough, you might see the big ad for his Bali retreat. And by this point, two things might come to your mind. The first one being, holy smokes, Coobs, this looks like a cult, in my personal opinion for legal reasons. And the second might be, who the fuck is signing up for this crap? He barely gets any views on his YouTube channel nowadays. And while that is completely true, I mean, Mike Chang's fall off needs to be studied, you could also say the man still has a cult-like following nowadays online. Pun very much so intended. If you're a normal person with a normal functioning brain, it would take you like 5 seconds to see how culty some of the vocabulary used in this Bali retreat promotional video is.
Many people don't feel very safe going in, and the community really allows people to feel like I am around like-minded people just like me.
It's like a family. It's like everybody comes together, everyone's hugging, everyone's sharing their experiences, everybody comes together. We're a brotherhood, a sisterhood, of a family.
But if you're already on the island, well, you might be just too far gone to understand why this sounds so concerning. No, Mr. Zoorp. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a man that's constantly walking around barefooted, dressed in all white, that goes around claiming that he has some secret knowledge to inner peace. What I'm trying to say is, I don't see how paying him thousands of dollars to go to his island to perform weird rituals with him and listen to his voice and teachings 24/7 is concerning at all. Yeah, I'm legitimately worried at this point. Do I, Zoorp, also hate where tech is going? I mean, fuck yeah. AI is making people dumber and dumber by the day. I mean, just look at Mike Israetel. Social media is shortening people's attention spams, and the algorithms are built to promote rage baiting. The world is more violent and politically polarized on a daily basis. But while I hate all of this, the solution is not to pay some guy a bunch of money so he can sell you an enlightenment quick fix. You have the inner peace within you, my friend. Delete all your social media accounts. Call your friends on the phone like in the old days. Work out and follow a routine that you enjoy. I mean, you don't have to be a slave to the modern life, and you certainly don't need a messiah to save you. I want to quote a small insert from Katsumoto, who used to run the Aged blog back like 20 years ago. He had a pretty nice line that says, "This is why Buddhism, which started off as a personal development movement, metamorphosed into a religion. Why be like Mike or Siddhartha when you can just sit back and worship them? Why work on your jumps when you can just watch the fruits of Michael's work on his? Why free your own mind when you can look up to somebody who already freed his?" And with that, we'll end this mess of a video. Zoorplings, watch this video where I go over the OG fitness influencers and where they ended up now. Mr. Chang even makes a quick appearance here. I know you love this video if you enjoyed this one, so watch that, and I'll see you Zoorplings in the next one. Zoorp out.